I would like to see you. Do you see me? No. What the heck, man? Ah, no, we're over here. Okay, yay. Okay.
Woohoo!
Yay. Thank you, Alexis. She fixed
welcome.
it. Okay, good. We've been trying to get live I've been trying to get on to see you since 4 o'clock on the dot. Whatever, here we are. How's it going? I mean, I was just live, but when we switch to YouTube, then it gets weird. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. This is session 4 of Soul Shift for January. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. Please do not tell me that you're tired of me, because now you're going to see me every day, including weekends, for almost the next 2 weeks. I'm going to be coming to you at 9 a.m. I'm going to be coming to you at noon. I'm going to be coming to you at 5 a.m. And then sometimes when we're having fun in the evening, I end up coming to you at 9 p.m. So pace yourself. I'm actually serious. Pace yourself. You do not have to watch every live. It doesn't hurt my feelings if you're not there every live. Of course, I love it when you're there. I can't schedule them because I don't know when I'm going to see the cool shit. And you know how it goes. I mean, even our partners who we buy things from are like, oh my God, she's going to go live, isn't she? Like, because they can see me like in the corner freaking out about some new stone that I just found that, and I know of at least 5 new stones that my vendors are bringing to me to Tucson to pick up. I haven't seen them yet, but I just know of them. So anyway, I am so excited. Like, my heart is racing. Alexis is packed. All of our suitcases are sitting right outside this room because Alexis, Brooklyn, Dave, and I depart tonight. Then part 2 of our travel team departs on Saturday, and then we will all be together in Tucson by Monday. So hang on to your hats. This may be the best Tucson yet. I just have a feeling it's going to be the best Tucson yet, so I'm really excited for all of us. Okay. Tonight is... session 4. And, and by the way, I just made Dirty Donut perfume. Because if I didn't do it before I left, it wasn't going to happen until the middle of February. And so I went over today, and it smells so good. It literally smells like a maple donut that had sex and then fell on the ground. And then you ate it. That's what it smells like. You don't have to buy it when it comes up, but it's going to be there. I can only make 1 batch of it, though, is the only thing, because I've got some stuff in there that I don't have in stock anymore, and the people we bought those particular ingredients from don't have those in their inventory anymore. So it's going to be kind of a limited edition thing. There's no oak moss. There's a 10-year-old aged patchouli in it. A little vetiver, and then there's all this like maple and sugar, and oh, it's so good. So anyway... it was an inspiration from last night. It literally looks like a donut that had sex and then fell on the ground. It's called Dirty Donut. And you can thank Athena Mac for this. It was primarily her inspiration. And I did it today. And I love it, honestly. Like, I'm going to wear it in the show. Dirty hippie, dirty donuts, all the things. Okay. They're going to work on getting that for you while I'm in Tucson, so that may be available this weekend at some point. We'll let you know. I know. Well, you know what? I'm a visual learner. So, okay. Tonight is very serious. In fact, tonight's very serious. We are very grateful to Athena Mac for her divine, spicy, sexy inspiration. All the Athenas brought that to you. Dirty donuts. Okay. If you missed the gem sale last night, you have no idea what we're talking about, so don't feel bad. It's just, we're talking about how, when it comes to donuts, I love them so much that I have this 5-second rule. If I drop my donut on the ground, I'm still going to eat it. I wouldn't care if you were standing there. I would hope that you would indulge me and go, you know what? Go ahead and eat that. And it's happened to me before where I've dropped a donut and still eaten it. And so this is a dirty donut. Oh, this is the sexy donut. No, this is sexy. I mean, it depends. What's sexy to me is vetiver and patchouli. You mix that with maple sugar and bourbon, and I'm sorry, which is what this is. It's maple sugar with bourbon, patchouli, and vetiver. Holy shit. Anyway, enjoy when that comes up. Tonight, we are doing Limpia. And I'm really excited to teach you. If you were with me last year, then you know what Lympia is. If you weren't, then this is a new concept to you. And I betcha, even if you were with me last year, you probably could use a refresh on what it means to clean energetically. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about everything I know, I guess, about Lympia ceremony tonight, or a lot of what I know about Lympia ceremony tonight. And then I'm going to invite you to get creative, because you can create your own Lympia. I mean, what I'm giving you tonight is pretty standard fare. It's like ordering chicken parm at a traditional Italian restaurant. Then you go home and you add all your secret ingredients and you make that chicken parm your own. You know what I mean? So I'm giving you a pretty standard fare tonight of an experience. And then I want you to think about, customizing this, because if you're actually working with clients, at some point this ceremony that we're doing tonight becomes necessary. At some point we need help. Lynette's hungry. I'm doing intermittent fasting, so I can't have dinner, but it's fun to think about it sometimes. Intermittent fasting is a really good energetic exercise, by the way. I can't talk about it tonight because we don't have time, but if you ever want to talk about intermittent fasting as an energetic exercise, please let me know, and I will teach you what I know, because I'm doing it and it really is impacting my energy and my intuition. I don't think we're meant to eat around the entire clock. I think we're meant to only give our bodies food during a certain window. Yeah, if you get low sugar, that's a different issue, but if you don't have sugar issues, intermittent fasting, or hormonal issues, which I have, but that's a longer story. We can talk about that later. It's really good for weight loss, but it's also good for energy maintenance. It requires stamina and some stable blood sugar. So I want you to roll your shoulders back. We're going to talk about orgasms and fasting and everything this month, or next month. It's going to be a very exciting month. Oh, the intermittent is the key to weight maintenance, I will tell you, especially in your 50s and 60s. So all around, let's really do a good job of clearing tonight. Sometimes we do like a cursory smudge. I like learning all the things. The people that I appreciate most in my life are the people that I can talk to about crystals, and then also about diet, and then also about skincare, and then also about energy, and then also about science. And I mean, I like to learn things, and I think you guys do too. So if you're new and you're like, why does she talk about food in a class on spirituality? I guess I don't see a division between what you eat and how your spiritual life is going and how you feel and what your sex life is like. I don't see a distinction between all of those things. So for me, it's all very, very relevant. Some people kind of, if they're teaching a gem class, they only ever talk about gems. But I'm a holistic practitioner. I see everything as interconnected. And so I think it's all related. So it's really, and even in my personal life, my friends are people, my friend Kirsten Powers I told you about, who just launched her podcast. Like, that's honestly the core of our friendship, is that we talk about everything. And I like to blur boundaries. I don't like relationships where it's like, well, we only do this one thing together. Because I'm not a one thing kind of person. Everything matters. You can have a great spiritual practice and not take care of your body, and then what? Then what? Yeah. Kirsten's the bomb, man. She truly is one of my very best friends in the whole world. So if you haven't started to follow her on Instagram, you should. Her podcast is amazing. I got to pre-listen to her interviews with Jimmy Kimmel and with Marianne Williamson and a couple of other people she's bringing on her show, and they really are magnificent. She's such a good interviewer. If you've seen her on CNN, you've seen how she is. But her interviews for this podcast are really beautiful. So. If you want to see what that's about, Team SG can link you to Kirsten's Instagram so that you can see all the things. She's rad. But that's, that is my life. If I wasn't, she's very famous. Not all my friends are famous. she's among the most famous of my friends. But I like people whether they're famous or not, as long as they're doing, they're looking at their life holistically. It's really important for well-being. Okay. Putting that over there. So things you're going to want to have for tonight. Let me get you. She would love to join you, actually. Next time she's in Los Angeles, would you like that? Would you like me to do like a bonus thing with her where we're together? I could bring her in the classroom and we kind of sit here and do some Q&A. It'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it? She's because of the Iowa caucuses, I mean, this is like not relevant to what we're doing tonight, but because of the Iowa caucuses, she was supposed to come out to LA and see me twice in the last 2 months, and she's had to cancel both times because of the impeachment trial, because she's covering the impeachment trial for CNN. So now she's got the Iowa caucuses. I'm not going to see her, I don't think, until she was going to try to come to Tucson for 24 hours to see me. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. We're still working on that. But her next time to LA is probably going to be March or April after the Iowa caucuses are finished. So when the Iowa caucuses are done and she gets to LA, I'm sure she would love to come live with you guys. So I'll schedule something next time. When I get her flight itinerary next time she's in LA, I will literally plan an hour for us to be together. Kirsten Powers is her name, and she's my dearest. Okay, now we've got a lot of moving parts tonight. If you're going to make your Lympia tonight, I want to show you what you need. Here it is. So you got in your kit, you got a spray bottle. Yeah, she probably will be here for the California primary, but right now she's focused on the caucuses, which I don't blame her. It's not easy covering the impeachment trial right now. You have a spray bottle. You have a dram of what's known as Lympia Essence, which is all essential oils, and I'm going to walk you through what's in here. You got a pouch of Lympia herbs. Isn't that fun? Look at that, Hannah. Hannah's cousin was a producer at CNN. Isn't that funny? Small world. Kirsten used to report for Fox. Part of what I love about her is she's kind of non-denominational. She's not a super political person, which I really appreciate. I'm not a political person all that much either. Let's see. What else did you get in your kit that you might need? Now, if you want to put some of your perfume that you made this month, I'm going to put a little bit of mine because I'm so attached to it. You can have your personal blend here as well. If you want to put your herbs from this month's kit, Vervain, which is a master healer. Vervain is a super powerful healer. Or wormwood, which is really good for opening your third eye and helping you to discern, to receive, to attract, to download. If you want to put either of these in, you should have them with you. And you also, of course, have your guaiac wood and your amorous. You have your pure essential oils from your kit that you can add to your blend as well. So I want you to just think about the universe of possibility, because tonight's all about your intuition. You can make your Lympia mist. So once we mix our herbs and our oils, and if you want to include any stones into your blend, once we do all of that, you're welcome to make this. Oh, the Palo Santo EO, that's right. This is a dram of pure Palo Santo essential oil from a sustainable distillery. This is like liquid gold. You can feel really good about using and working with this particular oil because it's sustainable. I'm really careful about sourcing, as you know, because Palo Santo is endangered. That's right. So you've got that. Now, you can make it with water. I recommend distilled water just because it's going to last you longer. It's going to be more stable. You don't want to have to worry about this going kind of wonky on you. I'm going to be making, as I showed during the readings today, I'm going to be making mine with mezcal, which is, mezcal is smoked agave. If you've never smelled mezcal, it is one of my favorite smells in the whole world. I use it like this because mezcal is sacred. It's sacred, sacred, sacred in Mexico. And it smells like smoke. It smells like magic. Oh my goodness, if I was allergic to agave, Sylvie, I don't know what I would do. I don't like tequila either. Isn't that funny, Wild Scarlet? I'm not a tequila person. I can take it or leave it. I love some good bourbon. I don't really care too much for tequila. I can take rum. I can leave rum. Mezcal, for me, I want to smell it and anoint with it more than I even want to drink it. But that honors how sacred it is. So what they do is they take the bola of the agave and they smoke it in the ground. And that's what yields this. It's herbaceous, it's smoky, it's deep, it's sensual, it's very powerful, and it's used to transmute energy. And so what they'll do sometimes in Mexico during traditional Lympia ceremony is they will take a shot of the, I'm not going to do this to you tonight because I can't do it. I need a little ice or something to, I don't drink this kind of mezcal sort of without ice or something diluted. But they'll take a raw shot of it and spit it at you, just like they do with agua de Florida. And it's It's an experience. Yeah, of course, Jalen. So you can use, and Amy's asking, instead of mezcal. Mezcal, by the way, is Mezcal. Most mezcal, just so you know what you're looking for, comes from the city or the state of Oaxaca in Mexico. Oaxaca. And double check my spelling. The state of Oaxaca, which is where most of the bolas, the agave, are grown. And so you want to make sure that you're never work with agave and mezcal that does not come from Mexico, because that hurts the tequila industry in Mexico. Some people are trying to export agave out of Mexico and start making fine spirits like tequila and mezcal without Mexican agave. In my opinion, that's heresy. So it's Mezcal if you're looking for mezcal. The best mezcal in the world, in my experience, is Siete Misterios, the Seven Mysteries. But it's very, very expensive. I have one bottle at home, and I use it only for ceremony. This is a really nice bottle that Brooklyn got me called U-Ball, which is an artisanal mezcal. It's 100% agave, product of Mexico, protected. It's numbered. A good mezcal is always going to have a number on the bottle too. I'm not trying to sell you alcohol, but just when you're doing things for ceremonial purposes, it's good. You need to know how to pick your mezcal. And so a good bottle is going to be numbered. Reposado's fine. You know, a good fine tequila like a reposado is going to be just fine. And again, water's fine. You do not need to use alcohol. If you're in recovery, you need to make your tools that you can use. And so there's the traditional way, and then there's how you're going to do it based on your needs, your life, what sounds good to you. Lori's like, I've got Patron. I love it. I love it. It is. It is a very ancient practice, and it's very sacred. And so I've never known anybody actually who like drank mezcal to get drunk. That would be like, I don't know, that's like heresy. It's not there for that. Does that make sense? And that's part of what I love about it, because it's treated as sacred even at the point of origin. It's not something that you don't just sit there and drink mezcal. It's like you smell it, you receive it, it goes, you can anoint with it. It's holy. It's not this thing that if you do drink it, like when I do drink it, it's literally to have a little bit of the spirit in me, but it's not to, it's not that. It's very much a sipping experience, if you're doing it right, in my opinion. Okay, so you have your bottle, you have your perfume, you have your Olympia essence. Your Olympia essence, by the way, has, I'm going to walk you through more of the metaphysical in a second. It has vetiver, white sage, rosemary, pure rose essential oil, and then balsam copaiba, which of course is really important ceremonially for setting sacred space, which is what we've been talking about in Pillars of Priestessing this month. How do you set the stage for ceremony? How do you create an energy field or an energy stream that really does hold the space sacred? Yeah, don't worry. My team is taking notes, so you don't have to. It's exactly, Corgi Mama. It would be like abusing ceremonial tobacco. Like, just... I don't want to sound judgmental when I say this, but sacred plants are not things that people use to get intoxicated. If you ever hear of someone using it for that purpose, I would be very nervous, just because it's like a touch, the sniff. It's very light. It's very much to be taken as a sacrament. Does that make sense? Okay. Now I'm gonna do about 2/3 water in mine and about 1/3 alcohol. Some people will make their Olympia completely with just the oils, the herbs, and the alcohol, and that's it. It's up to you. I don't like to use a pure alcohol blend just because I really like to make mine good and easy to use every day, and I just don't want to have pure alcohol. So I like to cut it a little bit. You'll have to shake it. Let me go back. So, and Colin, hang tight, because I'm going to go through the ingredients one more time, and I'm going to go through the metaphysical properties of them. So I just wanted to give you like an overview and a highlight of what's in there. Yeah, exactly, Rosie. This is not fun time. This is sacred time. Sacred time can be fun time. You can have fun in ceremony, but if your goal is fun, then it stops being ceremony. Because ceremony always requires the sacred. It always requires the learning, right? It's very, very important to recognize that balance. Rubbing alcohol. Here's the thing, Chris Olson. It's not that you can't use it, but it might be too astringent for you. And I want you to use this. I want you to use it on your body. I want you to use it on your space. That's why I'm sharing the alcohol, no alcohol thing, because those in recovery, I really want you to use it. I wouldn't want you to make something that you wouldn't be able to work with as a tool. So that's why I want to put all of this out there. But you certainly can go heavier on the mezcal. You certainly can go lighter. You certainly can do no alcohol. You can use tap water. You can use moon-charged water. You can put some of your anhydro water if you still have a little bit left over from our water ceremony kit. Do you remember that from last year when I gave you anhydro water? You'll be really excited to know I've got another liter of anhydro water coming. So if you missed the anhydro from last year, I had anhydro water in a kit. And so it's not here yet. It's still in customs, but it'll be here soon. And yeah, vodka in a pinch is okay. You know, witch hazel's fine. I know. Yeah, Olya's going to use vodka. Well, here's the thing. You know, to Russians, vodka is sacred. Like in every culture, there is a spirit that's sacred. They don't call alcohol spirits for nothing. The problem is we blur the line between what is sacred and what is mundane. And so we disrupt that relationship, right? But you have to recognize in every culture there is a way in which spirits are sacred. And it's tricky to walk that line. I would love, Wita is asking about rosewater. I would love to see you work with rosewater. And Kendall's got Bulgarian rosewater. That sounds intoxicating. Woo! Candace said, question, do you feel it's not a good thing to break open old crystals for the trapped water? Here's the thing, Candace, they're already breaking them open. I mean, so in other words, so I just want to make sure you understand. This was a cluster that they opened to take the points. Do you know what I mean? And so they would have thrown the water away because they didn't realize it was special. Until I asked, what do you do with the water? When you open a geode and there's water, what do you do with it? And they're like, it's terrifying, isn't it? So what I'm trying to do is make sure that when they cut the points and they open those geodes, because they're doing it anyway, all day, every day, they're not just, or letting the water spill, which happens. So I'm glad you asked so I can clarify for you, Candace. I'm not having them go in and open these geodes just to get the water. I'm saving this water from being lost because it's millions of years old and I think it has energy. Yeah, pretty special, isn't it? Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad because I wouldn't want the visual of you thinking that I'm asking people to go open these massive geodes just to get water out of them. No. Thank you for letting me clarify that. Okay. Bell. Where's my bell? You wouldn't believe what gets wasted. It would drive you insane. It would drive you insane. So one day I just decided to ask, what do you do when you open a geode and there's water? Oh, it spills. You don't contain it? You don't think about that? Ashley, yes, you can use rubbing alcohol. I just wouldn't want to use too much because it'll be really astringent on your skin. Because I want you to be able to use this on your skin, on your sheets. I put my Olympia on my sheets before I go to bed at night. Just to clear, whatever energy I'm bringing to bed. You know what I mean? Maybe I didn't smudge one more time when I got home from work. Or maybe I didn't, I don't know. Maybe right before dinner the kids were bickering and whatever. And so when you spray your Olympia mist on your sheets, it's like one more round of smudging before you go to bed. And so if you put too much alcohol in it, I just wouldn't want you to, you know what I mean? I wouldn't want you to make it so astringent that you couldn't use it and feel comfortable with it. Well, that's why I buy, from our vendors, I buy their dust. The dust that comes out of their tumbling machines, I buy that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I don't want it to go in the trash. All right, Diane's making a big batch. Here's the thing, make as much as you want. What I would say is make a bigger batch tonight and then decant some of it into here, maybe gift some of it to some friends, make yourself an extra bottle somewhere, put it in a mason jar. I store mine at home in a mason jar in a cabinet. because it's got alcohol. Mine, it has alcohol, so it's a natural preservative. If you're doing water, store it in your refrigerator. Make a little extra, put it in a mason jar. You can charge it at the next full moon. You can anoint with it when you're setting your intentions at the new moon, because that's when we clear energy, right? So you're going to find yourself using this all the time. All the time. Okay. So I'm going to, because we are doing ceremony tonight, I'm going to open a circle. It's a great question from Lynette. I love your questions, because honestly, I try to teach the things that you ask about, but sometimes you're ahead of me or I forget. So always ask your questions, because they're always so on point. So Lynette asked, what's the difference between Agua de Florida, and I guess Dawn asked this too, and Limpia? Limpia is, it depends on who you ask. Limpia is, because I don't want to sound judgmental, Limpia is more authentic. Agua de Florida technically started as kind of like an anti-aging fountain of youth thing in Florida, from Florida water, that then got kind of exported into Central and South America. But it isn't as authentic, in my opinion, as Limpia. Because Limpia incorporates the spirit of the mezcal, which Agua de Florida doesn't technically have a spirit in it. That's why I make my own Agua de Florida, because I use living flowers. So it has the spirit of the flowers in it. The stuff that you buy over the counter, Agua de Florida, is kind of cheap. It's like, have you ever smelled it? It smells like cheap perfume. That's why SG has their own version. For Valentine's Day, we're making an Agua de Rosas, which is an Agua de Florida. It's a limited edition, but just with roses, all these different kinds of rose essential oils and fresh roses and dried roses. So in my opinion, Limpia is more traditional, more ceremonial, more accurate, more living, more alive, more effective. And also, right? And also because Limpia is not just a tool, it's a ceremony. That's what I'm trying to teach you tonight. There's two parts to it. There's the making of the actual Limpia. And remember, Limpia just means clean, right? Limpia just means clean in Spanish, right? It's just about a purification ceremony. So the reality is you can do that with Agua de Florida, with Florida water, or with Limpia, either way. But there's something about Limpia, if you make it the traditional way with a traditional intention, I think it's more real. But if you love Agua de Florida, I would never try to convince you to switch to Limpia or to use mezcal or anything like that. I try to lay out all the options for you so you can go, I think that's more my thing. Or, I'm going to make mine with rose water instead. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying it. It's hard to articulate. I mean, I don't even know where you would go online to learn about the differences between the two, because most people have not worked with Agua de Florida and Limpia and then compared and contrasted them in ceremony and thought, okay, this is more effective. I have a brand new bottle of Agua de Florida right here, the traditional one, sitting on my altar. I've never opened it because it's gross. But I have it because sometimes healers come and they'll say, oh, do you have Agua de Florida, the regular one? And I'll say, oh, I have it. So I just have it to have it, but not because I think it's great and not because I use it. It's kind of, as my kids would say, it's kind of poopy. All right. A great question from Callie Owens. When's the best time to make this? When you need it. Right now, we're in a waxing moon phase, which is a great time to create. Anytime between new moon and full moon is called the waxing moon. And that's when energy is building. That's when you're greenlit to create, to build, to grow, to expand, to pull energy in. That's when we craft. Between the full moon and the next new moon, that's your waning moon phase, and it's more about releasing, letting go, surrendering, but it's not about gathering energies or harnessing energies or incorporating energies or mixing energies. Does that make sense? So this is actually the perfect time. We won't always be able to time our crafting with, being in a waxing moon phase. We do our best to do that, but it's a fantastic question. That's right. So I love that. So Cecilia's going to make a travel Limpia spray because she has a glass spray bottle that's smaller than this, which would be perfect. Or you could even put a little bit in a dram. Do you know what I mean? If you used all of your essential oils from your tools this month, wash it out a little bit, or don't, doesn't matter. Take the label off, put a different label on, and put a little bit in here, and then put that in your travel makeup case or whatever, so that when you're traveling, if you're like, oh, the energy in this hotel room is crazy, you can just, what I like to do, and I'll show you this afterward too, take your Limpia in your hands, rub together, and then you're going to you're going to wave it through your energy field all around you, 12 inches above and then around, and then you want to go in front and behind and pull the energy all the way around you, and that's how you move it through your energy field. So on your palms and then all the way around, which is why having an alcohol base is nice, because it dissipates. It's almost like a cologne as opposed to being heavy essential oils. I'm just reading your comments. Okay, we're all caught up. Yeah, so put it in a perfume bottle, put it... the other great thing to travel with, by the way, I know it sounds funny, but I've had to figure this out. Do you have any, remember the old extracts that our grandmas used to use? Peppermint extract, lemon extract. Do you remember those brown kind of weird bottles that extracts used to come in? Like the kind of extracts you get at the grocery store? I know it's weird. Don't ever throw those away. I can't get those bottles, or I would. Those bottles never open in travel, and they always get approved for travel because they're under the ounce size. They're 2 ounces, I think. Oh, the McCormick bottles. Oh my God. The McCormick bottles for travel, for Olympia and other things, it goes under the radar, or McCormick's or Schilling or whatever it is. Empty out the extract, clean it out with rubbing alcohol, let it dry, and then put your sacred stuff in there, because it will never leak on you. It'll always get through security, and you'll know what it is. And plus it's dark, so it's good storage. I'm a repurposer. I really like to look through my kitchen and go, what do I have here that I can reuse? And those little Schilling bottles, or whoever came up with that was really smart. I always have one. If you opened my suitcase right now, you'd find 2 of them. So anyway, I'm glad that's helpful for you. Everybody's got those in their cabinet, and you probably aren't using that extract anyway. You probably bought some weird peppermint extract like 100 years ago to make weird cookies, and you never did it. And now you're going to go tonight, and you're going to dump that shit out, and you're going to clear that up, and you're going to put some magics in there. Oh, I love that. Okay. I love it. Okay, so did I ring it already? Let me ring it again. Session 4 has begun. Let me dig into the teaching part for tonight, and then we will call in the guardians of the directions and begin. Are you ready? Seriously, go buy a bunch of extracts. They're not expensive. The bottles are great. Okay. So let me back up the truck a little bit, talk to you more about Olympia. So Olympia is both a process, a product, and a service or a ceremony. And I'm going to walk you through, I'm going to show you what Olympia ceremony looks like tonight. Traditionally, Olympia is a rattling ceremony. But the shaman who do Olympia ceremonies like to use different things to rattle with. Like they'll use, I'm going to pretend this is ASMR for you. We like to use fresh herbs as a rattle, which I love too, because then when you're done, you can hang this upside down, dry it, and give it to the person to use as a smudge bundle. I'm going to give this to one of you as a giveaway in our group, so I'm excited about that too. And then we're also going to use other tools, like I said, like a tambourine. This is a cord cutting fan, because I'm going to move through and shave off some energy off of you tonight. To reduce what's happening in your energy field. So it's both a mist that's made, or like I said, some people will drink the mezcal and spit it on you. It's very Greek. Greeks spit on you too, because saliva is your life force, and so it's one way that Greek moms protect their kids. Like if your kids say something bad or talk about something bad, all of a sudden you'll just spit on them to protect them. So even Greeks have that in our tradition. I try not to do that in public to my kids because it's horrifying when your mom spits on you. Karen said I can spit on her. Thank you for that. Next time you're here, I will spit on you. For me, it's still a thing of love. Like if someone spits on me, I'm still like, oh, thank you. But most people are not like that. So it cleanses the spirit. It helps to remove unwanted energy in your field, and it shifts your energy. It shifts your energy like a llama. That's right. Because what it does is Olympia pushes past blockages. So you've got a block in your heart and a block in your solar plexus and a big block in your sacral, and then your root chakra is all blocked. What Olympia does is it forges a path through. so that after you're done with Olympia ceremony, you can allow energy to run and flow through your system easily without hitting those blocks. Does that make sense? So I actually really want you to do this. Close your eyes for just a second. Like, take a moment. I want you to notice where your energy is right now. And let's do this way. Okay, let's scan from above your head. Vicky said the idea of being spit on takes her directly to being pissed off and fighting mad. So let me just say, Vicky Meeks, I'm not going to spit on you. My Libra rising doesn't want to experience that from you. Oh my goodness, too funny. I mean, it's not funny. I totally honor that. Not everybody wants to be spit on, especially not Greek people. My Libra rising would be like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to make you mad. I know. Even if my spit was clean, I completely understand. Okay, so let's begin at the top of your head, right above your crown. Let's say between your crown and your soul star chakra. And I want you to scan over your body, and I want you to notice right now, just take a temperature check. How's your energy? And I want you to notice if you feel tight as we move over your energy field, if you feel tight or blocked, or if like it's just difficult to move through certain parts of your field. I like to use my hands because your hands are your most magical tools. So just run your hands through that energy field, over your third eye, over your throat, over your heart. Like I can feel some density around my heart right now. Over your solar plexus. Ooh, it just got really warm over my solar plexus. And you can do this anytime. I mean, you are well equipped to run through and sense. Yep, hot over the solar plexus for me. And then over the sacral, just noticing it's clear for me at the sacral. It always is though, sacral's my thing. Over the root, I've got a good clear root chakra too. But my solar and my heart were kind of... And then you can bring that around under, down to your earth star chakra. Just sense if there's mine's clear at the earth star. But you know, I'm a middle chakra girl. I'm always grounded and open for a good time. I just have issues around usually power and love. And so that's my thing. And then my throat's clear, my third eye is clear, my crown's clear. But you'll start to notice your patterns. And then you'll start to notice if they shift, right? Cecilia's the same. But a lot of people have sacral and root stuff. I'm actually one of few empaths who doesn't have blocked lower chakras for the most part. But if you do, it's good for you to know that. My problem actually is overactive lower chakras. I'm too brave, willing to take risks, and I'm too passionate sometimes. And so you can actually have overactive chakras, and then you need to dial those back in, right? Woo! Isn't it fun? Just to sense, and do it one more time, just to gut check it, right? Like again, over the crown, and you'll feel if it gets hot, if it gets dense, if it starts to kind of pulsate over your hands. There's just the tiniest bit over my throat. Again, it feels tight at my chest, at my heart, and then it feels, I mean, there it goes. It just like warms up at the solar plexus. And then it cools down over the sacral. And then over the root down to the earth star. Okay. So that gives you a sense. When I ask you to come to the camera so that I can clear you, I'm going to ask you, like Nathan's lowers aren't moving, Kayla's crown is overactive, right? Sylvie's got her throat and heart, solar plexus and sacral, heart to lower or hot for Deanna. Look at that. Jessica's got third eye is small, tightness, heart, big contractions in the solar plexus, kind of like me, right? Do you feel the pulse? And Danielle says she feels it. Gets tingly, right? Learn how this happens for you. It gets hot for me and my hands feel tight and uncomfortable. For you, your hands might get hot, cold. For you, they might get tingly, not tingly. There's 1,000 different ways that this could look like for you. I just want you to sense the differences because I'm sure you felt the difference. You just ran your hands over the entire energetic core of your being. And your hands are little transmitters. They can't help but pick up information. So then the only blockage is around whether you can discern what that information is and then understand how to use it. Does that make sense? Yeah, so if you need the whole thing, Katie, then just like give it all to me. I mean, I'm going to spend quite a few minutes at the camera with you. And so you can just, I mean, I'm not shy. You can start getting your throat all in me. You can start getting your whatever you need to get all in me. You can bring it up there. It's easier if you're on a phone or a laptop or whatever. You can just stick it and I will take it. Yeah, and use a pendulum. I love that. Kate Spix is so right. Like, that's another way to discern is to use your pendulum. Just hold it up. Watch it go. Right? Fun. This could look weird on your end, but I don't care. I mean, as long as you don't... for me, it's usually me and Smudgy who are doing ceremony together, and he doesn't judge. Smudgy doesn't care what I stick in anybody's face. Clear, clear, clear. Is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear? Look at that. Heart. Heart is not clear. Did you see that? Solar plexus. Not clear. Sacral chakra. Clear. Root. Clear. Yeah. Get your pendulum. Ask it. Gut check it. Pendulums are my gut check. That's what I use a pendulum for. I'm still a human. I'm not perfect. I'm not always accurate. I don't always listen correctly. I am good down there. Okay. Traditionally, like I said, it's made with mezcal, your Olympia mist, but you can make it with whatever you want. I want to go through the notes with you that are in your Olympia Essence blend, your dram. This is a blend of pure essential oils. I want you to take 3 deep inhales right there. I'm going to teach you about this, and then we will call in our guides. And try to notice what hits your nose first in this blend. For me, it's like the rosemary and the vetiver do this like little dance. This is a good one, by the way. I mean, if you're down for it. I know it's kind of gross, but just a little bit up your nose. We'll keep you from getting the flu. And since I'm traveling, I'm going to do it one more time. Because it'll get into the mucous membranes. I just sure did do that with you. Get in there, why not? It's Vicks, but better. Well, so Shannon, get that in your nose. Seriously, Shannon, if you have a sinus infection, I'm totally serious. And if you really do have an infection of some kind right now, get your Palo Santo. Let's all snort it together. That'll wake you up. I'm going to tell you about what's in the dram in just a second. Hang tight. Well, it takes me like half an hour to get these little caps off of the testers, but that's also a good thing because it means it arrives to you safely. I literally can't get it off. Let me see if I have like a tool that I can get it off with. Oh, there we go. Got it. I could feel you, Alexis. I love you.
I was sitting there, I was just like, at what point should I go in
I know, I love you. I'm good. I
got
it.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh,
I know.
okay.
I so love you for caring, though.
I love you too. I love you guys.
She loves you too. Well, I thought I got it. No, I did get it.
You didn't get it?
Holy crap, Alexis.
Oh, okay.
Okay, no, I got it. I totally got it. I'm one of those people like, I'm going to do it. Kayla uses her teeth, but I mean, this is weird, right? So I don't want to use my teeth with you. Okay, so yeah, if you have an infection, just okay. Ah, it's so good. That is antimicrobial, antifungal, antibacterial. Woo! That is so good. Up the nose it goes. So I'm going to take the rest of my Palo Santo and I'm going to add it to my, or at least a few drops of it, I'm going to add it to my Olympia essence. Oh yeah. So good. What'd you do tonight? Well, I stuck a bunch of shit up my nose with my teacher. Whatever, man. I'm telling you, your mucous membrane in your nose is the key to everything. And since there's all this coronavirus stuff, get that shit in there, man. The ancestors didn't discover this stuff for nothing. You get that in there. Okay, now, in your blend is rosemary. I'm going to go through this somewhat quickly. Did you snort with me? That's good. In your blend is rosemary. The only way we could make this better is if there was frankincense, especially Carteri. There's difference. There's frankincense Freriana, there's frankincense neglecta, there's frankincense Carteri. Carteri is the one you want. And so there is no frankincense Carteri in this blend, but if you have frankincense Carteri in your library, it should go up your nose every day. And in the belly button too. I'm going to put it in my belly button too. Hold on. Pardon me. But it really is good to do, especially when you're worried about like getting something. Okay. So rosemary, which is very good for clearing and protection. It's a substitute for any herb in spells. Rosemary is like quartz. It magnifies. It magnifies protection. It magnifies peace. It magnifies balance, all those things. And Dr. Masir, by the way, is sharing with us, also put it in your ear. Thank you, Dr. Masir. We love you. We are a resident physician in the house. Oh yeah, you got to stick it. You got to get in your belly button, up your nose, in your ear. This is going to go in my travel bag tonight, just because now that I've added the Palo Santo, because I want to keep putting this in my nose all during my travel, just because of travel. So Pagan OB 2123, can I just tell you, when I was pregnant, I used nothing except lavender and rose. I was so strict when I was pregnant, because you just don't know. I'm such a purist when you're pregnant. I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I didn't eat blue cheese, I was one of those moms that like, I had a little bit of wine with Zoe in my third trimester, like a glass once a month, and that was it. So you don't have to be that careful, but I will tell you if you want to know what Athena thinks, I was just so careful. Oh, is it Masseri? Oh, thank you for that, Carolyn. Dr. Masseri. I insist on calling you doctor. I don't know why, but I find it very sexy. Okay. Frankincense or acacia's fine. doTERRA's fine. If you have my old frankincense, it's fine. Whatever brand you have is fine. Okay. So in your blend, it's rosemary, which is clearing and protection. Vetiver, which is, I don't know if you know this, but you can only distill vetiver essential oil from the root. And so it is all rooty. It's grounding. It's protective. It tangles you. It holds you like a mother's embrace. Vetiver is like the embrace of a lover. It just like pulls you in and like won't let you go. That's why I love vetiver so much. White sage, which is for clearing and transmutation. Rose, which is for peace as well as beauty in the struggle. Rose helps you understand the beauty in the struggle. And it's also really good. It brings in divine feminine energy. It's Mother Mary energy. Some people see it as Magdalene energy, right? Rosemary all day long for ear infections too. And then balsam copaiba, which melts energetic blockages. Did you know that? It's a sacrament. It's designed to hold space, open space. It melts any kind of energetic blockages. And so it's also a transmutation tool, but it also provides empowerment, strength, courage. It's autoimmune supportive. It helps to regulate the immune system, like Lorian D is saying. I mean, it's just so good. So everything you just put up your nose is really good for you, in my opinion. And that's exactly right, Ashley Esparza. Look at you winning the spelling bee for today. It's not an easy name to spell. She totally nailed it. Yeah, Copaiba you can take as a supplement. Everything's in your notes, Cassandra Newman. Do not take notes. I want you to relax, enjoy. We are here at your service. You have nothing to do except just enjoy right now. Okay. So, do you know what you want to include in your blend? It's up to you. By the way, all of those, if you didn't get your tools for January, but you want the essence, the Limpia perfume that's on sagegoddess.com is all of those notes, and it's diluted into jojoba oil. And that's when we had the Limpia tools, they sold out, like the incense sold out, the whatever else we had sold out, but the perfume is still available. So if you wanted this, I don't have any more drams for you, but I do have the regular roller bottle of the perfume with all of the same notes, but it's in jojoba oil if you want that. I've got that beautiful Star Sapphire sphere, enter to win today, so that might be something good to get if you want that. Okay, then the herbs in your packet. Let's talk about the herbs in your packet. Oh, here it is. I'm like, what? The herbs in your packet, and you can pretty much see all of them there. White sage, which is like the gray-white leaves. Then you have rose petals. These are all beautiful organic rose petals. You have rosemary, which you can see in there too, and then you have cedar in there. So there's some of the rose petals are ground, which is kind of the red color in it. The cedar looks like this. Do you see that green right there? That's what cedar looks like. And then white sage are these kind of like grayish green leaves. This is all USDA certified organic white sage, really beautiful pure white sage. So you can stick your nose in there. Isn't that yummy? And by the way, if you want to save just a tidbit of this tonight, because I'm going to save quite a bit of mine because I'm only putting a few of my herbs in the bottle. Burn this as an incense. So light your charcoal disc. This is an old one, but light your charcoal disc and then just sprinkle a little bit of this as incense. This is a purifying, this will clear a room, it'll clear your house, it'll clear your garage, it'll clear your car, it'll clear whatever you use it for. So that's kind of an extension of the tools. Okay, so what I want you to do first is I want you to open your bottle and let's blow some life force into it. I'm going to take one of my white sage leaves out of my bag. So good. I love cedarwood too, isn't it yummy? Okay, I want you to light your white sage. And blow it out. And smudge your bottle. And all of that beautiful smoke will fill up that bottle. Oh, it smells, it's everything. So good. Yep, smells sagey. Okay, now, before we begin, I want to call on the guardians of the directions. And so, guides and guardians of the East, tonight we want to call you in and welcome you into ceremony space. Tonight we're clearing the air, and we ask that you create this spaciousness, this room for us to breathe and to expand and to explore, to allow and surrender. Helping us to slough off tonight, to exfoliate all of the residual energy of this world and the people around us and the television and the everything. Tonight we're just sloughing it off. We're going to reveal new skin tonight. Guardians of the East, we ask for your presence while we do this. We welcome you into ceremony space. And Guardians of the South, we welcome you in. Tonight's also about transformation. Tonight's a big shift. When we talk about soul shift, tonight is about you really releasing stuff that isn't serving you anymore, so that you can become, that you can really start to dig into those passions and your inspiration. You can't do that when you're carrying around a bunch of stuff. So tonight we're sloughing off, we're shedding old skin, we're letting stuff go that's too heavy for us to carry around anymore, all in service of our growth and development. We welcome you in. And to the guides and guardians of the West, we welcome you in with water medicine, our beautiful oils tonight, our mezcal, our waters, our hydrosols, our vodka, or whatever we're working with tonight. Working through that water medicine to purify, cleanse, and clear. We welcome you into the ceremony space. And guides and guardians of the North, through your herbs, through any stones that we're incorporating, we welcome you. We ask for your blessings upon this tool tonight, upon this ceremony. Help to keep us grounded, safe, and protected while we do this ceremonial work together in service of our clearing and our cleaning, our exfoliation. We welcome you into the ceremony space. And with that, we are ready to begin. Yep, if it isn't serving you, it's got to go. It's got to go. And I'm doing this in January because better to do it now. I mean, is it going to start serving you in February? Is it going to start serving you in June? Probably not. So let's invite everything to move along its path. It still smells like smoke. It's just kind of yummy. Woo! Okay. So I'm going to put just a little bit of goodies in my bottle. I'm going to kind of break up my leaf, my white sage leaf, and put that in. Thanking this beautiful white sage plant for its gift of clearing and protection and transmutation. I'm going to take a beautiful piece of cedar, which looks like that. I love cedar, which is grandfather medicine for protection. I always like to sort of crush my herbs and my trees as I put them in because it releases the oils. It sort of activates the energy. So you can really smell it. Adding in cedar for protection, for patience, for wisdom, for strength. Cedar's like knowing you're never alone. And then I'm going to add in a little bit of rose. Where's my rose? Here's a good rose. I've got like a whole little dried one down here. Rose for Mary energy, for love, for compassion. Yeah, and Tammy ground hers up. You're welcome to do that. You don't have to use them whole. It's completely up to you. And then rosemary. Where are you, darling rosemary? There's a little pinch of you. Get in here. The rosemary is hiding. She's so dominated by everything else that's in there. Big cedar, big white sage. There's rosemary. I got her. So rosemary, I'm calling you in for protection and for clearing and for energizing. Such big clearing energy with rosemary. Okay. And always the life force, the breath in between. Isn't it yummy? Dawn, you can certainly do a big bottle. I would love for you to do a big bottle. I'm using the tools that you got in your kit, Dawn, but if you want to do a big mother bottle of this and then decant it into your individual bottle, I think that's a fantastic idea. I really, really do. Totally up to you. Tammy's adding Elohim. I love that idea, actually. What do I have? You know what I'm going to do, I think? I'll do it later. I've got a couple of other things I want to add into this too. Okay, and then if you have any stones that you want to include, I don't think I'm adding any stones to mine right now. I'm not feeling called to it, but if you have a quartz point or something else that you want to add to it, if you want to add any other herbs to your blend, you're welcome to do that now. I'm going to add a little bit of my wormwood because I want this also to be a seeing blend. And wormwood's really good for opening the third eye. And vervain is just such a powerful healer, divine feminine. And so I'm going to add some of my vervain in too. Okay. But this really is an Olympia incense. You know, our Olympia incense sold out, but you don't need it. This is Olympia incense. If there's a little wood chip in your packet, it's Palo Santo. And there is Palo Santo in mine. I'm going to put a little piece of mine in there. I have long nails, so it's really hard to get the little bits and pieces sometimes, so bear with me, but it's worth it. I try not to rush when I'm in ceremony because, you know, if you're feeling called to add something, you should add it. Okay, next it's your oils. Oh, I love that. Lauren's putting a little teeny apophyllite point in hers. Oh my god, that Olympia blend. Now, I'm not going to use all of mine because I'm going to take the rest of it on the plane. So I'm going to use about probably a third of my Olympia essence. I'm really going to hoard this because, ooh, I used too much of it. That's all right. I'm going to put the rest of my Palo Santo in there, though. Shit. I used too much. I'm going to put the rest of my Palo in there. Cue siren. Okay, good. That's good stuff. Okay, now roll that around a little bit. Give that a whiff. Now, if that doesn't smell sexy to you, I don't even know what to tell you. That's just good stuff right there. That's hot. Black salt would be a great ingredient. Yeah, I know. Me too, Colin. I could smell it all night long. And I will because it's up my nose. Your guaiac wood, if it's soft enough to pour, mine is not as hard. But if you wanted to put your guaiac wood in your pants or in your bra and soften it up a little bit, you could get that going too. Okay. Last step is water, which I'm going to add directly to. I'm going to pour it over the carpet just because it can dry if I spill a little bit. Filling it about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way up with water, like that. It's going to separate. I mean, this is science, right? I can't make water and oil not separate. So if you're weird about that, yeah, if you put it in your underwear, it'll heat up real fast. Don't you know? You got oils up your nose, you got oils in your pants. Oh, you can use your oud. I mean, listen, guys, sky's the limit over here. You can do whatever you want to do. So I'm going to, it's a tradition for me when I'm working with mezcal. Because I like to connect with the spirit of the plant. Just a little sip. Give thanks for the spirit of the plant. Ask for your blessings upon this blend that I will make. I thank you for all the hands that work together to create this blend. Blessings upon their spirits, upon the land that this mezcal came from. 7 generations back, 7 generations forward, may it be so. Aminoho, and so it is. And then, in it goes. It's the smoke of the mezcal with the vetiver and the white sage and the palo santo. I mean, it's just, ugh. And then I'm also going to add from my little bundle, because like I said, my dad grew all these herbs in my backyard when I first bought my house. He went and planted everything. So I'm going to add a sprig of fresh rosemary in before I seal this off. So good. Sealing it up, turning once, turning twice, turning 3 times. And that is a very traditional, very beautiful Olympia mist. Aho. Yeah, you can find, like, if you go to, like, Bevmo and stuff, they have little minis, I think, of Olympia, or of, I'm not Olympia, I wish they did, of mezcal. Casamigos is a nice mezcal, too, although it's a little commercial compared to Ubal, compared to Siete Misterios, compared to some of the other brands that are more, in my opinion, traditional. There's also I have at home, I didn't use it tonight, it's more rare. There's a very sacred alcohol in Mexico called Sotol. And Sotol is made, I mean, in micro regions. Mezcal is made in sort of macro regions, but Sotol is made in very micro regions, but it's very expensive, so I didn't use that tonight. But you can always take this to another level. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, now I'm going to teach you how to use your mist. So we do 4 mists, the 4 directions when we're clearing a space. So we begin, so this is west, so I'm going to spray first to the east. You want a full mist to the east, and with your left hand, and just when you feel like the space is cleared, and then you're going to turn to the south, full mist, and then just pull it through the air. You can do that with your right hand too if you want, whatever feels better, but I always do it with my left hand. And then to the west, 1 full mist, pulling it through the air, and then to the north. And then 1 for you. Ready? Let me do 1 more for you. Woo! To get your Palo Santo out, you just turn it upside down like this, and you go ding, 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 ding. You kind of just tap it out, and it comes out 1 drop at a time. Did you do one for me too? Thank you. I will receive that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You will love this. Honestly, you will not want to be without this. Mist your sheets with it before you go to bed. Mist your sacred space with it before you do any ceremony. It is your go-to tool. And then now you know how to make it, you can always make your own. And you can customize your own oils for it. You don't have to use my recipe. I'm just getting you started. Okay. So now for ceremony. So we've cleared the space with the mist. Now I want you to bring forward the part of your energy system that you feel is the most dense, where you have the most blockages, okay? My solar plexus feels the heaviest, but that's always, I think if you're a teacher, I think if you do public work, your solar plexus is always the place. Because you're always wondering if you're good enough, if you're smart enough, that's all solar plexus stuff, right? And I don't consciously have those concerns, but that's where the energy lands, right? So I want you to bring your whatever up here. And I want you to close your eyes, because if you have your eyes closed, you will hear more than you see. And I'm asking your spirit guides to help me to release the energy that's stuck in this area. Moving. Clearing, moving, releasing. Clearing, moving, releasing. Clearing, moving, releasing. Welcoming Pachamama, welcoming Great Spirit, welcoming your ancestors. Welcoming all spirit guides, all healing guides. And then on your own body, when you make your own bundle, because I'll just show you what it's like. It's very simple, but on your own body. Asking all guides, guardians, ancestors to come and clear any energies that are no longer serving us, mind, body, spirit. Then you have to go down the back side. Down the backs of your legs. You can do this with a smudge fan too, but if you do it with living herbs, you are working with the life force of the plants to do it. You can do it with other rattles, but the problem is it's not alive. And I chose these because... Let me just finish. If you do it with living herbs, then you're working with these plants as allies, and they're alive. And these plants were grown, for me by someone who loves me very much, so it has a special resonance that probably other things don't have. And so that's why I'm going to gift it to one of you in the Facebook group, because I just think it would be beautiful for you to experience that, especially if that kind of unconditional love isn't something that you had or you've experienced, right? So the breath work is, it's an interesting thing, because the breath work isn't something I can really teach you. It's something that comes. It's one way to release energy. So the is just you gathering up energy and imagining it, blowing it out with your breath. But it's a very quick and deep exhale through your mouth. But you'll find as your practice evolves that you naturally begin to want to express the air through your mouth. And I do it sometimes when I'm not even aware of it. Someone will be talking to me about something heavy, and as they're talking, I'm like I don't even realize I'm doing it, but I'm processing and releasing. So, and I wish you could smell it, because it's really, really beautiful. Okay, next up. We're doing it all over again. So this is layer 2. You can either use more of a traditional rattle to do this, something like this. Or you can use a tambourine. This is from your Mabon kit? Lamas or Mabon, I think. And I love it. It's very effective. So get your tambourine if you have your SG tambourine. If you didn't get the kit, maybe you have a rattle in your own collection, but I like the tambourine for this. And so we're going to go through and we're going to remove it. You can use your rain stick too. We're going to remove the energy now with the tambourine. So come closer. I'm going to remove you first. Guides, guardians, spirits, ancestors in the light, spirit teachers from all dimensions to come through now and release energy that is stored or stuck and be part of our body, mind, and spirit. We ask all of ourselves to open and release everything that is no longer in service to our highest good. All disease leaves the body, all pain leaves the body. Everything that is no longer in service is invited now to leave with love and peace and follow the path of light. And that energy is replaced with healthy, whole, peaceful, connected, strong vibrational energy to support our overall wellness and health and happiness and joy, peace and prosperity. So it is. Over the back. I'm glad you like it. You got to get up out of your seat and you got to do the thing. And really focus on those parts that like were really stuck earlier. So like my solar plexus, get in there. The heart space. You can even trace a line from the two, right? Like right through. It's yummy, isn't it? Oh. I love that. Colin's got a rattle that she made. Scout's got a Shipibo rattle. You've got what you need. Whatever you've got is perfect, right? No, Kit Kat. You know what's funny? I haven't bleached my hair in about 4 years because I'm gray. I'm 90% gray, so my color just holds. I'm a lucky duck. Yeah, I guess maybe if you don't like gray hair, I'm not a lucky duck, but I think I'm a lucky duck. Okay, now, last part. Did you let me rattle all over you? Last part. This is a beautiful, I mean, it's an unreal gift from a teacher. And this is a cord cutting fan, but we're not cutting cords tonight. What I'm able to do with this is I'm able to sweep the field, okay? So this is big sweeping over the energy field. And what it does is it narrows cords and it releases energy that is stuck. I mean, really stuck. This is turkey medicine, turkey vulture medicine. This is snake medicine, cow medicine. What else is on here? Turkey vulture, which consumes dead energy, right? So turkey vulture is very important. Macaw medicine, pheasant medicine, cow medicine, snake medicine on here. And then there's bison medicine, there's buffalo medicine, there's all kinds of medicine on here. So I want you to bring your parts on up. I'm going to do a sweep of your field. It's a great question from Cassandra. So aho means, in the native tradition and the indigenous traditions, it means I understand. It literally is just like, it's like amen. So when I say amen, aho, so it is, I'm covering Judeo-Christian, indigenous, and pagan ways of acknowledging the completion of energy. Does that make sense? Big sweeps now. Big sweeps over you. And so we sweep the field, guides, guardians, spirits, master teachers from all dimensions. We sweep the field now, again, to release streams of energy that are no longer in service to his or her highest good or mine. We release these energies with grace and gratitude. And we send these energies down into the center of the earth where they can be transformed and transmuted into usable white light. We replace these energies with divine white light of peace, protection, and sovereignty. Big sweeps. Gotta really get in there. Get by myself. Did you feel it? It feels so good, doesn't it? Aho. Aho. And now, I want you to sit down again. I want you to roll your shoulders back. And now I want you to scan the chakras again. You ready? Start up over your crown. Bring both hands over the third eye, over the throat, over the heart, over the solar plexus. Not as hot. Not as hot. I mean, for sure not as hot. Like, wow. Do you feel it too? It's still warm. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's still warm. I didn't cure everything, right? But it's not as hot as it was. Wow. Woo. Right? Moving energy, you guys, I'm telling you, it's the name of the game. For weight loss, for health, for happiness, for peace, for protection, for prosperity, you got to move the energy. And I'm trying to give you as many different tools and techniques and processes to do that as I possibly can. But man, I mean, I will tell you from my heart, which feels very clear actually, and then my solar plexus, which feels warm but not hot. I mean, my hands were hot over that solar plexus before. Ooh, thank you for this clearing. Thank you. Yeah, so Rena was saying, like, her throat chakra is still hot, but her fingertips got hot instead of the whole hand. Isn't that interesting? I know, Alexis. Okay. Great Spirit, guides and guardians of the four directions, we give thanks to you tonight. To the guides and guardians of the north, we release you with gratitude. Thank you for our protection, your patience, your stability, your presence. Thank you for helping to clear us tonight, helping to stabilize us tonight so we enter the next growth season ready for all that will emerge, all that will bless us and those we know and love. We release you with gratitude. To the guides and the guardians of the West, thank you for the emotional healing and purification that tonight brought for us. We thank you for healing and clearing already on its way. We release you with gratitude. To the guides and guardians of the South, we thank you for the transformation, the shifting that's happening, for our deep learning tonight, how to do this work for each other and also for ourselves. We release you with gratitude. And to the guides and guardians of the East, thank you for moving through, for providing clarity, for helping the energy to move through the channels tonight with ease and with grace. We give thanks to you. We release you with gratitude. And with that, our ceremony is complete. The last piece of our puzzle for tonight, before I ring our bell, is to give thanks to our tools for this month and to release them. I'm not going to be releasing my Crystal Masters grid because I have left the grid up. I have not deactivated the grid yet. I will do that next month. So I am not releasing those tools tonight. I will be releasing our beautiful candle holder. Thank you for its service to our ceremony space this month and all of its beauty. I want to give thanks and release our herbs, our wormwood, our vervain, our Olympia herbs. I want to give thanks and release our oils, our guaiac wood and amorous, our beautiful Olympia blend, our Palo Santo essential oil. Thank you to all of the mother plants that yielded these beautiful herbs and oils for us to work with and to ally with and partner with this month. I want to give thanks to our beautiful Olympia blend for the blessings that it will provide, not only in the work ahead this month, but throughout the entire year and as long as it lasts us. I want to give thanks to our evening primrose oil. I want to give thanks to our beautiful generator for holding the space of emergence this month. I want to give thanks to our emergence talisman. I'm having a hard time letting this one go. I may continue to wear this all year long. So I'm going to release it from its service to our work this month, but I'm going to continue to ask it to partner with me so that I don't have to stop wearing it. Just because I love it. Did I miss anything? I think that's all of our tools for this month, other than our Crystal Masters tools. Yeah, Hydra Nikki's not taking hers off either. I love it. Lena loves hers. Rachel loves hers. I just love it. It's so easy to wear. And everywhere I go, people are like, I want that, I want that. And I'm like, you can't have it. Aho. And with that, January Soul Shift is complete. And with that, Tucson has begun. Oh, I'm so glad you guys like them. I know. So what I'm going to do before I get on that plane, I'm going to photograph these two beautiful items for you. I'm going to put this into your Soul Shift Facebook group. I'm going to leave it up for a couple days because our beloveds who are in different time zones have asked me to let the Enter to Wins roll for 48 hours instead of 24 because they're not getting there fast enough, and I feel really badly about that. So I'm going to let this roll for a couple of days, and then this will go off to its rightful home. I want to let you know that there's a Star Sapphire Sphere Enter to Win. I don't have it to show you because I already gave it to my team to hold on to mail to you, that lasts through the end of the day tomorrow. And I want to let you know that there's something really special coming to SageGoddess.com at 7 a.m. tomorrow, which is partly why I'm letting that Enter to Win run until tomorrow. I'm not going to say what it is, but when you look at the website tomorrow, then you'll know. Thank you for your wishes for safe travel for us. We're going to have so much fun. You're going to see us tomorrow. So don't get bored. Don't get tired. Don't get apathetic. I need you to have all your good, juicy vibes for us when we start going live tomorrow morning. You know I won't be able to wait very long to come live and go, oh my God, we're here. So thanks, you guys. Dirty Donut will be coming to you in about 2 days, maybe 1 to 2 days. And in the meantime, thank you for all of your well wishes. Thank you for being here all month. It's been a pleasure to be learning alongside you. Thank you to Alexis and to Maria, who've been supporting me on the back end with all of our notes and all of our beautiful class content. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. We love you too. And we will look forward to seeing you very soon. Have a beautiful rest of your night. Go forward cleansed and pure, my friends. I love you. I'll see you soon.